It would be poetic to say Mike Joseph's rise to head coach of the Hazleton Area High School boys basketball program was inevitable. That all of the championships and success were bound to happen because basketball is in his blood. Here's a photo of a Hazleton Biddy basketball all-star team from 1954. They placed second in a national tournament and were coached by Ernie Palermo. Palermo also helped found the PAL Basketball League in the city of Hazleton. He also had a grandson named Mike Joseph, who 66 years after this photo was taken would finish his coaching career at the Hazleton Area High School with 273 wins, 9 conference titles, and 5 district championships. It really would be poetic to say all of this was written in the stars. But the stars didn't go to practice or spend summers on the playground courts, and destiny didn't help draw up winning plays and pick up players after tough losses. Mike Joseph did all that with the love and support of his family.
As a player in high school, my oldest brother George had moved to New Jersey, and I had an uncle who lived in New Jersey. They would travel back and forth, to see games during that senior season. I had, dozens of family members in the stands during my time as a high school player. They traveled all over the country. My mom and dad traveled all over the country to watch me play at Bucknell. I always had to kind of, see that they were in the stands to be ready to play that night. And it kind of carried over into my coaching career. They're always there. I couldn't have done the things I've done in the last 25 years as a coach if I didn't have the support of my wife and my kids who, had to deal with me and the sacrifice of not being around at times because I was out at games, I was out scouting, I was at practice, I was doing things connected to the program. So without question, my family has been a huge part of this, and it's really rewarding that they've been there every step of the way.
It was Joseph's brothers who got him into the game of basketball, and it was former Hazleton High School coach Bruce Leib who helped mold Joseph into one of the best players in the area. But there was a lot of work put in between all of that.
Went to All Miller Playground every day. It forged, an opportunity to create great relationships with people that are still some of my best friends today. And it just, taught me that if I wanted to become better, it's something I had to put the time in and invest in it. And unfortunately, I guess, the rewards didn't come, right away. In today's world, kids want to have instant gratification. If something doesn't happen for them instantly, sometimes they give up and move to something else. And, I played in junior high for Coach Gavio at D.A. Harmon. I played JV basketball as a sophomore and sat on the varsity bench and was a reserve my junior year, and then things just kind of really blossomed for me after Coach Leib got back here. And
in Joseph's senior season, the 1985-86 Hazleton Mountaineers won their first Wyoming Valley Conference championship and a District 2 title. His success that year launched him to a career at Bucknell University, where he was part of 2 teams that made the NCAA tournament. Eventually, he found his way back to Hazleton and the new Hazleton Area High School, where he was an assistant coach for Bruce Leib. Joseph was on the coaching staff when the Cougars played in the state championship game in 1993.
I was probably kind of on the ground floor of that. Coach Leib, building that up. His first year, we won 25 games, and at that point, that was a school record. And we won the first league championship in the Wyoming Valley Conference. We hadn't won a league championship in Hazleton High School since 1970 or 71 in the East Penn League. So that was a big deal. And I saw moving forward, Coach Leib, his first 9 years or over 20 win seasons, incredible success, and it just, the momentum kept going.
The wins and championships kept coming when Joseph took over the program in 2006. He guided the Cougars to the doorstep of another state championship game in 2018 when Hazleton area fought their way to the PIAA semifinals. Joseph always wanted to make sure that the atmosphere around Hazleton Area High School basketball felt big time, like a college program. So he helped make sure the team had nice practice uniforms, the gym floor was always top-notch, and that the Cougars played games around the state and country.
Basketball has taken me all over the world. Never traveled before, never gone on a plane before my first trip to Columbus, Ohio to play Ohio State my freshman year. Didn't even know how to tie a tie. My roommate, John Watson, had to tie my tie the first time for me. So it created an opportunity for me to travel. I went, after I graduated from Bucknell, I had an opportunity to spend a few weeks in Paris playing with an all-star team. So basketball has taken me places that I never thought that it could. And in part, that kind of, led to some of the things that I talked about on wanting my players to have a great experience when they're part of our program.
As Joseph walks away from the program, he takes with him too many memories to count.
As a player, I remember a game up at King's College. We were down 22 points in the third quarter against Upper Dublin and came back and took the lead, and literally I thought the roof was going to come off the building because of how loud it was. As a coach, I remember my first win. It was against Boulder City High School in Nevada, back in November of 2000. It's my first game as a head coach, and we won that game. I remember it as if it was yesterday. Adam Davis hits a buzzer-beating shot against Crestwood in the league championship game at Berwick. We were down, and he hits a shot that hit the rim, went in. Buzzer sounds, crowd goes wild. Coach Casadas, who had just had hip surgery, is running around. He jumps in the pile. It was just an amazing moment. The game at Glen Mills, I've never been in a gym that was that loud, in an opposing team's gym that was that loud and had that kind of environment. When the buzzer sounded against Abington at Bethlehem Liberty High School, we had 3,000 plus people in that gym, and just how loud it was, and the feeling of exhilaration that we had just gotten ourselves to the state semifinals. And then, a week later, there was probably 2,700 people in the gym. The buzzer sounded when we lost that game to Lincoln, and I just remember putting my hands over my face because it ended so quickly, and I didn't hear a word. I didn't hear a single sound in that gym for about 5 seconds. It was a devastating loss, but I also knew that the kids are going to be devastated that we didn't reach our ultimate goal to win the state championship. But a lot of highs and lows.
Mike Joseph's destiny wasn't written in the stars. He worked for all of his success as a player and a coach. Now his legacy is written on many banners that will forever hang over the Huey McGeehan Gymnasium at the Hazelton Area High School. For SSP TV Sports, I'm Ken Kara.